everyone and welcome to the quarter year book tag. We are in May, which means we are over a quarter of the way through the year so far, and that is blowing my mind because in my head it's still February and I'm like, what is time at this point? Time is moving far too quickly. I don't like it, but at the same time it does mean it's a good time to do the quarter year book tag, so I'm just gonna do it because while I am in denial, it's still a good time to do a tag. Question number 1 is, how many books have you read so far this year? I have read 68. I am at 3/4 of the way through my 69th, which is Binty, and I'm really happy with this. This is over halfway to my goal, so pretty happy with that so far. Question number 2 is, have you already found a book that you think could be a 2023 favourite? If not, what was your favourite book you read that wasn't quite a 5-star? I mean, there has been 2 that I've really enjoyed so far that are not like full 5-star reads, but are definitely up there. The first one is Demon in the Woods by Leigh Bardugo. This is the prequel all about the Darkling, and I sped through this in 20 minutes. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I loved just how this sort of explained more about the Darkling, why he is like he is, and gave a really good insight into his childhood. All the rest of it, I loved it. And then also I have The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This was incredible. This is sort of like a sort of semi-superhero type thing where New York is essentially being born and is becoming a sort of sentient city, I guess you could say, and each of the boroughs of New York then has sort of like a chosen one kind of thing that represents that borough, and they are trying to stop a sort of interdimensional being kind of thing, trying to kill New York as it is being born, and I loved it. It was just the most incredible book. I loved all of the characters in this, all of like the interconnectivity of it, and it was just pure N.K. Jemisin brilliant. My only thing is that sometimes these sort of talk about the multiverse and stuff went straight over my head, but that is absolutely fine. I am fine with that. I'm used to that with like sciencey books and things like this. It's fine, but still this was absolutely incredible. Question number 3 is, any 1-star books or least favourite books of the year? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the 4th one, which is So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. I'll leave a link up above to my reading vlog where I go into full detail, but I hated it because it is very much Arthur Dent is bumbling around Earth. We are literally in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, and we spend all but about 20 pages on Earth, essentially, and all Arthur Dent does is fall in love with a woman that he first met when she was unconscious, and then she's essentially a manic pixie dream girl, and they basically fly around Earth, as in physically fly, and have sex. Until right at the end where they actually leave Earth. But it was just random, it was sexist, it was so manic pixie dream girl, and it was more Arthur Dent bumbling, which I absolutely hated. I got excited when a character called John Watson turned up because obviously BBC Sherlock nerd, and that was also a disappointment. I really hated it essentially, so yeah, it wasn't quite a 1-star, but it was definitely not my favourite, and I absolutely hated it. Question number 4 is your most read genre so far. Fantasy. It's always fantasy. I read a lot of fantasy. I don't think I need to explain that further. Look at my shelves. It's fantasy based. Of course, I've read 90% fantasy this year. Question number 5 is a book that surprised you. The Heartstopper series. I read this all on Webtoon in one day. Again, I'll leave a link up above to that vlog where I read all of it in a day and just sort of discussed what I thought of it and stuff. And I absolutely love this. I do not read contemporary. I don't read contemporary YA, and I definitely do not read contemporary YA romance. And this is all of those things. It's also a coming of age story, which is not usually my thing either, but I devoured this series and now I would die for Nick and Charlie. I loved it. That's all I've got. I absolutely love this series. I immediately then raced out to watch the TV show as well. I read every single Heartstopper update on Webtoon whenever it comes out, like on the day it comes out. I am obsessed. I'm absolutely completely and utterly obsessed with this. It surprised me so much. It shouldn't have done considering the hype, but considering my usual reading tastes, it really shocked me with how much I love this. Question number 6, I'm hoping it's question number 6. Either way, it's what is a book that's come out in 2023 already that you want to read but haven't yet? First of all, there is The City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaeffer. This one is one that actually came in a fairy loot box, if I remember rightly. I don't have that one. I just got the regular copy. And we've got like morally ambiguous characters, and people can turn into nightmares when they're sleeping, that kind of thing. And I haven't read this one yet simply because I wanted to read Rebecca Schaeffer's previous work, which is the Market of Monsters series, before I started a new one of hers, and I've now finished that series, so I can now start this one. I just haven't yet for absolutely no reason. There is also All Out Avengers as well by Derek Landy that I have not read yet, but that's simply because my copy hasn't arrived yet. I ordered it a couple of weeks ago. It got shipped last week. It hasn't arrived yet at time of filming. I'm hoping it will do like this week so I can read it, because I'm desperate to read that. And naturally, an hour after I finish this video, look what turns up. Derek Landy's All Out Avengers. So I now can read this, so you best believe this is going to be my next read, because I'm so excited. There's also Spice Road as well, that I have forgotten what that one's about, but it's got so much hype at the moment on like Bookstagram and things like this that I really, really want to read it. Yeah, there's essentially quite a few books that have come out so far this year that I haven't read yet, for absolutely no reason, or valid reasons, but still need to get on with it as soon as those books arrive at my door. Question number 7 is one goal that you've made that you're succeeding at. Getting my fanfiction list down on AO3. My list was about 54 pages long last time I checked, and I've actually also read more fanfictions than I have novels this year, so I'm doing pretty well on that. I won't say that the list number has gone down. I think there's still like 54 pages, but that's because I then go through recommendations lists and then add a whole load more. But at the very least, I am reading some and getting them off the list, so it's not horrendous. It could be worse. And I mean, I'm still getting the list down. My goal wasn't to reduce page numbers. It was to read fanfiction and feel a little bit more in control of the list, and I definitely feel a little bit more in control of the list, because while it is growing, it's not growing as much as it was, and I am actually working through some of the fanfic on there. So while the list is growing, it just means I'm not going to run out of stuff, and I still feel marginally in control, which is exactly what I wanted, so I'm pretty damn happy with that so far. Question number 8 is one goal that I made that I need to focus on. Definitely hitting the goal of getting closer towards my goal of having 50% of my authors read being diverse authors of some description. So that means authors of colour, disabled authors, as well as LGBTQI+ authors, and also reading more female authors, because that is something I was definitely failing at in previous years, and while I was nearly at like a third diverse for the last couple of years, I would definitely like to still continue hiring that until I get up to that 50-50 mark, because that is a goal that I've set myself for the last couple of years. I'm not saying I've got to hit 50-50 like by the end of this year, but I would like to be sort of getting more towards that number throughout the years, essentially. So it's going reasonably well at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going for like 3 authors a month that are of a diverse background, but some months that's easier than others. Some months I read more than that, some months I read less than that. So it's definitely something I'm still consciously working on. It's something I'm still trying to really sort of hit that target on, but I definitely could be doing better in a lot of months than I actually am at the moment. So that's definitely something I'm conscious of, and it's definitely something that is at the forefront of my mind, and something that I really, really need to work on throughout the rest of the year and forevermore, to be honest. And then finally, question number 9 is new to you booktubers or bookstagrammers or booktokers for 2023 that you recommend. Mangatama, I have just discovered they have an entire channel dedicated obviously to manga, new manga, buying manga, reading manga, all the rest of it, and they are growing my TBR horrendously at the moment, because I'm trying to get more into manga and all the rest of it, and my only saving grace is that I try to read all of my manga from the library, and my library doesn't have most of it, so it means I can work through the rest of my TBR. But I mean, yeah, I mean, their channel is awesome. It's just the fact that my TBR is growing exponentially because of them, I'm not gonna lie. I then also have to mention Book to the Max, and then also Write Thyself on TikTok. I love both of their TikToks as well. I watch them every single time they come up on my For You page, and I always have a good time watching them. So I'll leave all of them linked down below so you can check them out, but they are my recommendations and I really enjoy all their work. And that is the end of the quarter year book tag. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me some of your new favourite bookish creators so I can check them out. I would love to find some more. If you've got any, please leave them linked down below, or if you don't have that much time, leave me a calendar emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is filled with all things Marvel Comics if you're interested in that, as well as a link down below as well to my Etsy store that sells bookish merch like this Crow Club t-shirt, along with a whole load of other stuff, including Heartstopper merch as well. If you're interested in any of that, all of that will be linked down below. And if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time everyone, bye!